Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Welcome to my channel Learn Math with Syed Ali. So since the schools are closed and we are facing pandemic COVID-19 coronavirus, so we are isolating at home to avoid spreading illness to others, and we are following the guideline provided by the public health agencies. So we have more practice here to have some educational material. I have started this channel and we were learning rates after like we did ratio and proportion, and now we are learning rate. So there is a word problem. It can be coming in many ways, but it's like a 10 serving recipe banana bread, right? So Karen has a recipe of banana bread for 10 servings. She wants to make banana bread for 15 servings. How much of the ingredients she need for butter, sugar, banana, salt, and baking soda? So how much of these ingredients she need to make serving for 15? But she has a recipe for 10 serving, and there is quantities known, right? So we will take first of all the butter. What butter says here in my recipe? So butter is 120 gram of butter, right? For what? 120 gram of butter for 120 gram of butter for how much serving? 10 serving, right? 120 gram of butter for 10 serving, right? So if you write 120 is to 10, so you put gram first, right? So your gram are unknown, right? X gram is required for 15 serving. You can put this in two ways, I told you before, because what you put first is important. What you put first here is 120, which is quantity of butter in grams. So now your X is unknown, and this 120 is good for 10 servings, and we are required what quantity of butter for 15 serving. So what is the next step after developing this ratio? Put them in a fraction form. So we can put these ratio into the fraction form. And what was the next step we learned? Cross multiplication to make it linear, right? So this will be 10x, 10 times x is equals to 120 times 15, right? And now 10 is multiplying with x, so on the other side of the equation it will go the opposite function, which is division, so it sits in the division, and then we try to cancel it out, right? So now we can say 5 2s are 10, 5 3s are 15, and 2 1s are 2, 2 60s are 120. So what I have left with 300, 3 6s are 18, 180 grams. So how much she is looking for? She is looking for 180 gram of butter for 15 serving. So what we understand here is that it is a practical daily use example, like domestic example of rate and ratio. So if the serving, if the recipe is given for certain servings and we want to make that different servings, so we can equate that recipe in terms of the ratio, and then we can calculate the amount of the recipe for the different serving. So the serving given here was for 10 serving recipe banana bread, and she want to make 15 serving recipe. So what is required here is she need to figure out what quantity of butter, sugar, banana, salt, and baking powder she will take, right? So this is first answer, that she will be requiring 180 gram of butter to have a 15 serving banana bread, right? Now we go to the second one, which is sugar. So where is sugar here? Well, let's see, the sugar is here, right? Second is sugar. So this was first and this is sugar, second. So I will write it here, sugar calculation. So what sugar given is, you can, if you want to take like half cup first, that is up to you, or 10 serving first, but you have to take care of this point. 10 is to what? 10 is to half cup, right? For 10 serving it is half cup. So half cup is 0.5 is equals to 10 servings first. I write 10 serving first. So what is required is 15 serving. So I will put 15, and here is the unknown sugar, right? So this is first step. Second step is to put this ratio into fraction form. So you will be putting it 15 divided by sugar, right? Sugar, or you can take S or whatever variable you like. So now you will cross multiply it. Why? We have to cross multiply to make it a linear equation, right? So 10 times what sugar she need for 15 servings recipe. So 15 times 0.5, right? So now this sugar, this 10 is being multiplied here. So I need the value of sugar. So this 10 will go to the other side of the equation and sit in the denominator or division, right? So it sits here. Then we cut. 0.5 is also, you can put in a fractional form. If you want to put it in a fraction form, you can put 1/2, right? 0.5 can be written as 1/2, or you want to calculate with calculator, you can put 0.5 as well. But here for the simplicity, we put it half so that we can cut. 5 2s are 10, 5 3s are 15. Now what we have on the numerator is 3, and in the denominator is 4. So how much sugar she want here? 3 by 4. Here it was half cup of sugar. Now what we have is 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Right? So we calculate the quantity she required for 15 serving. This is quantity for sugar. Now we have to calculate banana. So we put here banana so that we can see BANANA, banana, right? What banana is here? So for 10 serving, it is 3 banana. For 10 serving is to 3 bananas, right? And what we need is for 15 serving, how many bananas? So we put B for bananas, and then we do the same thing. It's just practice. So convert this ratio into fraction, right? We convert this ratio into fraction, then we cross multiply to make it a linear equation. So 10 times B is equals to 3 times 15. Then B is multiplying with 10, and I need to isolate my B because I need the value of B. So here 10 is being multiplied to the other side of the equation. It will go and sits in the denominator as a division. So here is 10. Now we cut. So 5 3s are 15, 5 2s are 10. Now what I have here is 3 3s are 9 divided by 2. 9 divided by 2 means 4.5. So over there was 3 bananas. Here 4.5 banana is required, right? BANANAS, bananas is required. So we calculate third thing, which was banana. Now we say what is salt, right? What is calculation for salt, and then third is baking powder. Fourth is baking. So this one is where is salt? Let's see in the recipe. Given recipe, salt is here, right? This is salt, and this is number 4 calculation, right? And this is my number 4 calculation. Half teaspoon of salt. Again, half teaspoon is similar to sugar, right? So similar to sugar means, but we have to show the calculation. So 10 serving 0.5 is equals to 15 serving is to salt. What is next step? Put this ratio into fraction form, right? Ratio can be represented in terms of the ratio or in a fraction form. So we put it into the fraction form. What is my variable here? S. What is the next step? Cross multiply. Why is cross multiplication necessary? To make this fraction into linear equation. So we make it in a linear equation, right? And then we calculate S is equals to, this 10 is being multiplied with salt or S. So we will transfer it to the other side of the equation. We will sit in the denominator, right? 10. and when we calculate it, you will get 3 by 4. So it was half teaspoon of salt, now is 3/4 of teaspoon of salt. Teaspoon of salt. So now the recipe is changed because now she want to make the banana bread for 15 serving. So next is baking powder. Baking powder. Right, what is the baking powder given here for 10 serving? Let's see. This is here, right here, first one. So this is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth calculation. And maybe the rest of the calculation you can do because the question does not ask for flour, right? So what question is asking for 5 things? So we are calculating 5, but you can calculate for flour as well. Baking powder, what is given? For 10 serving, baking powder requirement is 3 teaspoonful of baking powder, right? Is equals to what we required? 15 serving. And what is unknown? Baking powder, BP. BP is my unknown. What is the next step? Put this ratio into fraction form. 15 divided by baking powder. And next step is cross multiplication. So 10 times baking powder is equals to 15 times 3. Now it is linear. Now 10 is being multiplied with baking powder, which is unknown. So 10 will go to the other side of the equation and sit in the denominator for division. 5 3s are 15, 5 2s are 10. So I get 9/2, which is 4.5. 4.5. Before it was 3 teaspoonful of baking powder. Now is 4.5 teaspoonful of baking powder. So that's how we calculate all the ingredients for 15 servings. So hopefully you understand this thoroughly. You can practice it one more time and then it will be good for you. So don't forget to subscribe my channel, press the bell icon button, give me your comments, give me your new questions, and thank you for watching.